on, everybody? Ali here, back again with another video for my Rising of the Shield Hero episode 12 review. And there are 3 questions after this episode that I have in my head. One is, what really are the waves? Number 2, who the hell put a hit on Melty? And number 3, is the king really behind everything? Because seeing the king in this episode, you kind of get the gist that he is like against the shield hero, but I think he actually believed Myne for some reason, like he believed his daughter. For some reason, I'm not thinking that the king is behind everything. For some reason now after this episode, because he looks like he looks like a baby, and the way he acted and the way that Naofumi acted with Melty at the end of the episode, that was like hilarious. That like in terms of stubbornness, Naofumi is just like the king. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. But first of all, Glass at the beginning of this episode, whoo, nothing is able to touch her. She's like, I don't know where the hell, what level she's at, but Naofumi and all of them ain't even close to that level. And something that was like hilarious was like, you can bring your servants to attack me all at once and stuff, referring to the other heroes. Dude, like, Naofumi's getting some good, like, funny, like, hits on a bunch of people in this show. So the sword hero, bow hero, spear hero, like, wait, what? They're like, we're not his servants, and then they use the meteor, like, level of their weapons and stuff. It don't do nothing. It doesn't do nothing. Glass just uses her fans, like, and I gotta say, Glass's eyes are pretty beautiful looking. Like, they're very different. Kind of like, not a snake eye, but like it has like the slit, I think, like a little bit for like the pupil, which looks really cool. And I just thought I wanted to talk about, like, just say her eye was like really cool. But then after they all fought Glass, or they all attacked Glass and it didn't do nothing, she only considers Naofumi to be somewhat of the hero. So then he attacks her with the shield prison, the air shield and stuff, like attacking her with everything. Nothing's working. And the moment that the shield prison breaks, when he puts her in there and she breaks it, Raphtalia goes in, tries to use her sword. Her sword breaks. Philo ain't able to do shit. And then Naofumi uses the rage shield, and that still doesn't do nothing. She's saying that like the fire is still cold. And maybe because the fire being cold indicates about his hate and anger. And then if he conquers that, the rage shield like flames will be more effective. I mean, that sounds like pretty interesting, because the rage shield is from like all of these like hate. It's literally from hate and being cold towards people. So maybe that's why the fire just feels cold to her. Like it doesn't like hurt her at all. Maybe that's the reason, who knows? But anyways, nothing works. So then Raphtalia uses her light magic, and Naofumi gets on Philo with Raphtalia, and they get out of there. And like, like his regular shield is able to just deflect anything. Like, it's wild. Everything that Glass throws at him, nothing works. Nothing. I mean, obviously, it's the shield for the shield hero, so obviously it wouldn't break, but that's like wild. And something that she said, something Glass said, saying that like when the waves come to an end, it will be our victory. So I'm thinking that they're not just like evil calamities and or waves that will destroy the country. I feel like Glass is from, I guess, a people or a country or something that like the king and his like the royal family of this country, of the, you know, the king, Myne, the prince and stuff, that like they took it over from these people, maybe like Glass's people or something. And maybe these waves are her, and I guess like the undead that maybe she can control the undead or something. But these waves coming for her to take back the country or something. Maybe those are what the waves are for. Or maybe the waves are just to like try to get rid of like the shield hero, I guess, or something. I don't know. It's wild. It's still up in the air. It's crazy. So after all of that happens, everybody goes back to the village. The villagers are helping out the heroes, healing them and stuff. Everybody's like happy, you know, high and dandy in that village and stuff. And then he goes back to, I believe, the king, the capital, because the king wants to see him. So he goes in there. Like, It was so funny to see the king like that. A bunch of like the soldiers, the royal guards and stuff told him like to go to the capital because the king needed to see him. And so he goes, and then the king said that he saw everything that happened, and like thanks to you from what happened, like he actually saw it through the crystal ball. So then he's like, power like that you shouldn't have. What's your secret? And everything to Naofumi. Yo, and what Naofumi did was so funny to me. I was like, like I was like, oh, like it was so good what he did, because when the king said that, Naofumi was like, if you want to know, then get on your knees and grovel and beg, because in my world, that's what you do. And then he, like the king gets pissed and infuriated. Like he's like, how dare you say that to me? Everybody's pointing their swords at Naofumi. And what Naofumi said is true, because Naofumi can kill them all if he wanted to. Like, from the level he's at right now, even though it's not, like, ridiculously high, the level he's at with all his shields and everything, he can decimate the entire freaking castle. So then the king gets a little scared or a little nervous or whatever, so Naofumi leaves. And then something the king said, he shouldn't have said it, was that whatever means I'll get your slaves for your crimes. I'm gonna punish you by punishing your slaves for your crimes. Naofumi's face. Oh, baby. Naofumi's like, you come near anything that I care about after everything that I lost. You come near anything I care about, I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth and I will destroy you no matter what. I will kill you. And like the king looked like he shit himself.
Oh, hell no.
Like that confrontation with the subtle music behind Naofumi's face, like the music playing with how he's talking, was just crisp and scary and everything that I wanted. So then after that, we head to the armor smith's shop. I forgot his name again. I gotta get his name again, because honestly, the guy who sells like Naofumi like weapons and armor and stuff for like Philo and Raphtalia, I freaking love that guy. He's probably one of my top favorite characters of the show so far. But he pretty much helps them pack things for like a long journey, because Naofumi, because of what he did, picking a fight with the king, which Raphtalia thought was funny, and the armor smith guy thought was funny, all of them thought was funny. He can't go to the Dragon Hourglass and like level up his power and stuff. So he gave Naofumi a map that shows where I believe it's called Shield Freedom. I believe that's what the place is called. So, which is very comfortable with humans. It's a demi-human country. It's very comfortable with other people, other races, like regular humans and stuff. And there's an hourglass over there, a dragon hourglass, so he's gonna head over there. Something that was really cool with the armor smith guy was that like he helped pack all of the stuff for Naofumi on the journey, Philo carrying the wagon. Something that was really cool was that he replaced Raphtalia's sword. Obviously he was going to do that. In secret though, he had a special bag for Naofumi, for Raphtalia and for Philo. And what was awesome about Raphtalia's sword was that it's a mana sword, a magic sword, which it doesn't have a blade, which I don't know if people saw the preview of the second half of Rise of the Shield Hero, but I know what's coming, and I'm real excited about it, because she uses that mana sword, and it's pretty fantastic. But again, the armor smith gave Raphtalia this mana sword, which is really awesome. I'm pretty sure, obviously, you pour your mana in it to create the blade, which is freaking cool, freaking fantastic. And then he also gave Philo these gloves to wear if, God forbid, like he said, God forbid, if she can't carry the wagon anymore, if she can't use the wagon anymore, that these gloves that she has will make it easier for her, like it's nothing, because he said that it gives you the strength of 100 men or 1,000 men. I forgot which one, but Philo puts them on. She looks freaking adorable, like she's trying to be like tough. It was so cute. Okay, so after this, right, you got the king sitting in his throne. And then you got Melty coming in being like, hey, father, you got to reconcile with the shield hero. You got to apologize. You got to bring him back here, because like we have to defend our country. We care about our country. And he's so stubborn, which is just, honestly, it's funny, but also like it's like Naofumi stubbornness, which is pretty hilarious because he hates the king so much and the king hates him too, which I think the reason, like him hating Naofumi so much, I'm thinking that he actually believes that Myne was, assaulted or, raped or whatever by Naofumi, which begs me to believe that things behind the scenes are not by the king. Because, Myne comes in, right? And she talks about how Melty's all spoiled and shit, when that's a load of crap, because she actually cares about the country and she is the first in line to take the throne if something, God forbid, something were to happen to her parents and stuff. She's the first princess in line. And Myne, her face just, signals spoiled brat. That's what her face, shows.
You nasty,
crazy ass bitch. And then after that, Melty leaves, right? The king is probably deciding hey, maybe I should, right? I should go apologize while Naofumi apologizes also. So they reconcile and fight against the calamities and stuff. The waves being I don't know exactly what the waves are anymore. It's all up in the air again. So then before all of that, when Naofumi was still in the castle and he was leaving, some girl gave him some kind of trinket, talking to him about all these things happening in front and behind the scenes and stuff. Be wary of everything. Be cautious about everything. So Naofumi's wait, what? She's dare I say? It's a weird slang, I guess, or something. But yeah, that whole thing happened, right? And then Melty catches up with Naofumi, right? And Melty looks at first when we first saw her, she looked very high. She keeps herself her posture up. She's very the way she spoke is very noble and stuff like that. And Naofumi's I'm not listening to you and stuff. And then so Melty finally just loses it. And she's why are you and my father so stubborn? Why are you all like this? Honestly, that was so funny to see her finally just go off kind of sort of like a kid and stuff. And then you got Naofumi's face oh my gosh, I don't want to deal with this girl when he sees her coming. And the whole thing was really funny at first. But then at the end, he sees the crystal ball that the knight is holding, right? And he's smirking. So then he's is this another setup kind of thing? And one of the knights took out their sword and was about to take out Melty. If that doesn't scream Myne's doing, I don't know what does. Because the king loves his daughters. He loves Melty. You can see it when Melty came in, right? He was excited to see her. But Myne, of course she would try to do that because number one, Melty is the first in line, even though she's the second princess. She's the first in line to take the throne ahead of Myne. And Melty messing with Myne, the way that Melty talks to her makes Myne look like a little baby, like a little child, spoiled brat. So of course Myne would be pissed and would want to take out or wanted to see Melty accidentally die or whatever. So this knight comes at Melty and then Naofumi shields her. And right at the end, that's what happens. And something else I also want to mention is that the king said that I don't want to lose my family again. That's why he doesn't want to be with the shield hero or doesn't want to reconcile with the shield hero. That's very interesting. I don't know. Maybe the shield hero previous, before Naofumi, maybe he completely let the rage shield take over because he didn't have anybody with him to I guess maybe he didn't have somebody like Raftalia to reel him back in, pretty much, somebody to love him, whatever. And maybe because of the rage shield, it took out the king's family, maybe before he married Melty and Myne's mother or something, and then had them. Who knows? Because everybody in the family, maybe the king had blue hair or something, maybe he didn't, but Melty has blue hair while Myne and their mother have red hair. So maybe she's not technically his actual daughter, blood daughter. Who knows? But yeah, everything's again wild. Things are hyping up. Things are really being stacked up for what's to come in the second half of the season, because I saw the preview for the second half of the season and boy is it good. But anyways, what do you guys think about this episode? I thought it was definitely a setup, like a hyped setup episode. I was gonna say chapter, but I don't do chapters of anything anymore. But yeah. Anyways, leave down in the comments your thoughts of like this episode, your thoughts of the things that I said about like the wave not being as what we seem at the end. Who was attacking Melty? 100 gotta be Myne, 100%. Like she's the only one that would order the knights to kill her own sister. And maybe because of like maybe Melty not being like Myne's actual sister, maybe that's why she also probably doesn't have any kind of sisterly feelings towards her. I mean, who knows about that? But leave down in the comments your thoughts about it, your comments about what I said, your thoughts and everything about the episode and stuff. And like this video if you did, like the video if you liked this episode. I thought it was fantastic. The music was so good. Everything was great about it. And like this video if you like me. Come on, people. Like the video if you like the episode, like the video if you like my video and everything. And subscribe to the channel for more reviews, vlogs, unboxings, live reactions, theory discussion videos, and things like that. So gentlemen, stay classy, ladies, stay sassy, but most important everybody, you gotta stay a little nasty, alright? So peace and love, and I will see you all later in the next video. May the force be with you always, and plus ultra.